Previously on T-Man 978.
Here's everything out of packaging. We get the bike, several stand pieces for the bike because the bike does not come with a kickstand of any type. Well, stand and just fire effects because the bike is usually...
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm going to be reviewing Transformers Legacy United GoBots. GoBot Pathfinder, GoBot Smallfoot, and GoBot Shreds. Here we go. This is a wild set. Now that it's the 40th anniversary of Transformers, Hasbro wants to celebrate all facets of their universe in every way they possibly can. So that means introduce some GoBots into the toy line, which they have been doing. Crasher got 2 releases that I can think of, and there have been other characters here or there like Bugbite. I believe Bugbite had more than 1 release. Here we are with Pathfinder, Smallfoot, and Shreds out of the packaging, and here is the unfortunate deal with Hasbro owning the rights to GoBots. The original GoBot toys were the product of a subsidiary or a company that was owned by Bandai. Bandai still heavily exists in Japan, and it's a direct competitor to Takara, who develops and designs most Transformers. Out of respect, Japan doesn't want to step on other companies' toes by using designs from their catalog. So, even though we can get new things called GoBots, they can't look like the GoBots. They can have subtle hints, but they never go all the way. So, out of all of these repaints, this Smallfoot is the only one retooled. It has a new head that resembles the Gears head sculpt, but it has the eye visor of Smallfoot on the original Smallfoot toy. But the color scheme is pink, which Smallfoot wasn't. If you've been a fan of Transformers for a long time, especially from the 80s, you know that Pathfinder here is basically a repaint of Cosmos. And it's not even that much of a difference in the color scheme, which is crazy. The Transformers mini-bots were very close in design to the original GoBots. Very similar. So Takara decided to release a box set of 6 Transformers as GoBots. And then they took the extra step of coloring the GoBots as prototype color schemes that characters like Cosmos was gonna have. When they first showed images of Cosmos, he was blue like this right here. And I should have a picture up on the screen right now of what those original prototype toys look like. So that's where some of these color schemes came from. So they honestly don't have anything to do with GoBots. But now that you see Cosmos, I'm going to show the back. Yeah, highly similar besides the blue. The shade of red on the head is different. The gun has an actual Guardian symbol on there instead of the checkered flag. This guy was a part of the Expedia 500 set from Walmart, even though it's basically a Transformers Legacy figure. But here's what the original GoBot Pathfinder looks like in toy form and cartoon form. And yay, I'm giving myself extra work when I edit. Okay, Smallfoot. Smallfoot is completely the total reason why I bought this set. I didn't care about the other 2. If she wasn't in it, I wouldn't have bought it. But here we go. Smallfoot is obviously a complete repaint, slight retool of Gears. Only thing retooled is the face, as you can pretty much see here. Her face almost has a G1 Mirage feel to it, even though they tried to give you that visor to look more like Smallfoot, but it is completely so different from the Smallfoot GoBot that, yeah. When I first got Gears, I was looking at this design and I was like, wow, this would be a perfect Smallfoot. And even though that is Smallfoot and they gave it a new face, I will have to be fully transparent. It is not what I completely wanted. I wanted it to definitely look like Smallfoot in the face. And this piece right here, this is a completely removable piece that's not attached in the box. Either time. It wasn't attached to this one either, even though you don't see it from the outside of the packaging. I figured, and let's bring in the cartoon image of Smallfoot. I had Smallfoot as a kid, so it has a special place, or that character and that toy had a special place in my heart. But you see how it has a like a grill or like a bumper on the chest? The toy didn't transform in such a way where the bumper needed to go down like that, from what I can remember. But if they would have put that bumper on this, if they retooled that whole section, when she transforms into the truck, she would have a bumper on the back of the truck, which is this guy was already lacking. So it's unfortunate. So the character looks so different that I think they could get away with it. I don't know why. Maybe of course they could have been just being cheap. But yeah, here's the ideal thing for me if Hasbro wants to release GoBots more in the future. I think the same way they came up with the evergreen designs of Transformers, where this is the quality that this character has. This is what Bumblebee looks like. This is what Optimus looks like. I think they need to make new designs for the core main cast of GoBots. Like, they need to make a new Psykill and Leader 1. Leader 1 is actually a character that they have had in Transformers, like back in Armada, but it was a different character, of course. It was a different Transformer. It didn't look like Leader 1, but they used that name. Why don't they give all of these guys new designs and they just stick? Like, this is what Smallfoot looks like from now on. This is what Turbo looks like. This is what Scooter looks like. And just stick with that. And I can live with that. But I guess that is what they did. Smallfoot is Gears. But you know what I mean. I think they should definitely retool their heads and other parts of the body so it won't be a direct clone. And in this case, like, they changed up the color scheme from the original Smallfoot. So with all that red, it almost looks like just a variant of Gears, even though it's not as bad as these right here, where it's straight up a repaint. And lastly, Treads is basically Warpath. And if Treads looks taller, it's because there's a little lift right here in my background. I wish that wasn't the case, but that is the case. So when I'm doing size comparisons, sometimes they're a little bit inaccurate. But Treads, I think, looking at the designs of the original Treads, which I'm going to put right here, the cartoon version, and the toy, I think they could have made they could have used Combiner Wars Brawl. That design had ankle pivot. That was one of the few Transformers back then that had ankle pivot during Combiner Wars. And that's a common thing that all of these newer figures have, like, as far as standard articulation. Oh yeah, I put this shield on the back just to differentiate. The GoBots didn't have guns in their cartoon. They just shot out of their fist. So it's cool that the whatever accessories these molds came with, they still gave to the new guys. But yeah, I mean, technically this guy doesn't have a gun anyway, so it doesn't even matter where you put that shield at. Articulation. The head is on a ball joint for Pathfinder, so you can get like tilts and wiggles, and the panel moves, so you saw that just happen. I don't believe it goes backward, but yeah, that's as far as it can look up. But the arm can go out. These joints, or this hinge, isn't really that tight, but this one is. You got a bend right here at the elbow and a swivel at the elbow. And it has, oh man, I thought it had a wrist rotation. I completely forgot. It has a waist rotation. Hips go out there, go back, come forward. Thigh swivel, knee bends 90 degrees, and has ankle pivot that bends that much. This gun right here, this flag is totally optional. So it looks like that. And you could put the flag somewhere else or not have a flag at all. Smallfoot, this gear's body has great articulation. Oh yeah, and before I forget, if some third-party company came out with a replacement chest piece, that would be awesome. And like a replacement head as well. I think this can pop off easy enough. That would be awesome. But anywho, the head is on the ball joint. She looks up a little bit. Looks left and right that much until it bumps, but it can swivel all the way around. Butterfly joints due to the transformation. Awesome. The arm goes out to there, swivels, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow thanks to the transformation. She does have a wrist rotation, waist rotation. Leg goes all the way back, all the way forward. Leg kicks out to the side. Thigh rotation, double jointed knee thanks to the transformation, and ankle pivot that bends all the way in. So cool articulation. And treads. Let me move this out the way. But this head is on the ball joint. Barely any up and down. Once people started ripping the heads off of toys because they started doing windowless packaging, they started making the head articulation suck. But that, we got this swivel right here. These joints are tight on him. He does have a wrist rotation, waist rotation. It bumps into his back a little bit. That's tight. His joints seem to be, well, the joints on this are good. It's just this mole right here. Neither one of these are really tight. But his legs go back only that far. They come forward more. Go out to the side, swivel, bend less than 90 degrees to be honest. And you get a ton of ankle pivot. The foot doesn't go forward or back, unfortunately. If you wanted to have the shield right here, here's the shield. And let's see. This can extend if you want. And here's the back without that shield on there. Here they are next to my target red cog, who has a bunch of guns he can arm them up with. They can combine with these two, probably the best, more than Smallfoot, because Smallfoot doesn't have a hole in the back end. There's my commander class, Rodimus Prime. Rodimus Prime seems like he would be some type of ambassador to the GoBots, depending on when they showed up in the timeline. Speaking of timeline rifts and whatnot, here is Vector Prime. Alright, before I go to their alt modes, I won't be doing the transformation. I have transformations of these molds and their individual reviews for the previous guys. I have a review for all of these guys. Warpath, Cosmos, and Gears. Look those up. Put chill review behind that and you should find my video. But anywho, to go more into their lore, when they came into this universe with the other Transformers, apparently the Renegades, which are the bad guys in the GoBot world, have some type of device that makes them able to mimic robots from other universes or just other robots, so they can blend in more. So that's why, one of the reasons why they have Transformers bodies retroactively. And apparently, and I keep forgetting about this, apparently in GoBot's lore, they weren't cybernetic beings the whole time. They were originally like some humanoid beings if not humans, that decided to become robotic cyborg people. So I think they may have human brains up in there. That's crazy to think about. Alright, here are the alternate modes right here. I hope I did good transformation footage for this guy. This one is the most difficult one to transform. It's like almost third party level. Anywho, here is Pathfinder. Only issues with this mold is the gappiness right there. There are no covers. Like this doesn't condense in such a way to cover that up. And there's no flip out cover. And oh yeah, this thing right here, that just does that all the time. There is a stand port right here, and there is none anywhere else under there. You have the 5mm peg still there, 5mm peg, which I have this gun sticking out of, and the flag sitting out of. You don't have to have the flag, but you can have that back here if you don't want it visible on the gun. Or you can put it just away. And I didn't mention this, but it has like the blast effects plugs in certain spots. Here it is with Cosmos. Pretty much the same thing, just different color scheme. And they put like different colors in the same spot. I'm used to when they do a repaint, they just do something completely different. These are just 100% palette swaps. Like easy palette swaps. Like with other repaints they do, they'll have like dark green all the way up, and like this would just be the darker blue right here all the way up, and then there'll be some different color here, but it's like the exact same thing, just with a slightly different color scheme, almost like the shattered glass, but I think some of them are even more different. Anywho, Smallfoot and gears. Here's Smallfoot. Like I was saying, you have the robot chest back here instead of a bumper. It would have been nice if they made this silver, made it come all the way across or whatever, and make it look more like a bumper. The guns can store in... This is the best place to put it, to be honest. If you put it on this side, it's going to be loose. And I guess you can put it into these front ones. But let's darken things a bit. This one is slightly different in what I was saying because the Autobot logo is in a different spot. But everything else is pretty much in the same area. And if you hear people talking in the background, sorry. I try to set my... Look, well, they did paint this. So, yeah, that's different. It does have some differences. But, yeah, this is the most different one. Rolls well. This scrapes across the table well. And lastly, this one has rolling wheels as well. Treads. I like this right here, where it has the exposed gray port right there. I like that. And the gray treads. You put that little shield down here, which does have like blast effects ports and stuff. This can rotate all the way around. The turret can lift up mostly, it can't go down. And it has a port right there, these two ports, and yeah, and some ports down here, but I don't know if you can really use that. But here is this right here. That's more painted than this. Like I said, I do like the way that the gray is surrounding that port. It's unpainted. Yeah, this is green paint, so yeah, this unpainted gray. But this is more consistently green than I'm looking at this. This is kind of lighter. That Autobot logo is missing on this guy. Oh yeah, he's a Decepticon. So I forgot about that, or didn't realize that. So he's a renegade. But yeah, there you are. If I don't do the transformation both ways in this review, let me know. Because I was not doing that. I was doing it for Studio Series, like transformations both directions, but not for the other generations figures at first. So if I don't do it, let me know. I typically watch my old videos when people make comments and whatnot, but or if I do something like this, but yeah, I don't feel like it right now. Here is Strong Arm. Strong Arm is a deluxe. It's wider. These guys are mini bots, so they're meant to be smaller. Now, Warpath body mold isn't that much small, especially compared to this. But yeah, all the deluxes aren't going to be this small, but deluxe has shrunk over time recently. Anywho, this is a cool set, mostly in name only. Like if you want some type of GoBot homage, mostly Smallfoot is it. Or if you want these mini bots in their variant colors that they could have possibly come in, that's another reason to get it. But yeah, I can't really say outside of the name on the box they were all that worth it, because it's basically I bought the same toys twice. I know that's a Transformer thing, but I bought the same toys twice. These characters aren't represented by these particular molds. The only thing different really is Smallfoot's face. Everything else is the same. So yeah, is it worth full price? No. Will BBTS, because this is a BBTS exclusive, do you ever do like some type of clearance when these things don't sell? Who knows? But yeah, you have to really want these toys because of their paint jobs, or like I said, the name on the box to get this. Other than that, I cannot say that they are worth it at all. But anyway, I'm glad you thought this video was worth it to sit through it this whole length of time that it took for me to get right here. Thank you so much. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Figure action. That one's me.
Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description.
Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos.